Hi everyone and welcome! Today we're going to learn how to make a little compost bin at home. So I hope you are so excited because I'm excited to teach you how, and let's get started. So the first thing you're going to need is a jar of some sort. So I have here a mason jar, which is glass. It has a nice wide lid so we can fit a lot of stuff in. So I have my mason jar here and I'm going to go and fill it up just a little bit with some soil, and that will be the first step. So I just filled up my mason jar with a bunch of dirt, some soil like you can see here, and now I'm going to add in some cardboard or newspaper. I have newspaper. You can do like paper towel or toilet paper tubes, the rolls from inside of them, and you can throw that in there. You might want to rip it up first, sort of do some decomposing on your own to make it less work for the jar. But I just have here some newspaper, just one piece, and I also have some leaves and things, and we're using these things because, well, toilet paper rolls and things like that have a lot of carbon, and so do leaves and things, so that's why we've got some different leaves. Things like this are perfect. Just throw them right in there, and I'll show you what it looks like in a second. So I have my soil at the bottom, some leaves in there, and also some newspaper. You're going to want to try to do double the amount of newspaper or cardboard than leaves. That's just the way we're going to do it. And next, I have a baggie filled with little kitchen scraps that I had. I could have thrown them out this morning when I was making breakfast, but instead I decided, hey, let me compost them. So I have some potato skins and apple skins in here. I'll show you. I put them in the freezer so they're kind of cold, but here are my potato and apple skins, and I'm just going to throw that right into my jar. See that? There's totally a lot of good stuff in here. My soil at the bottom, I have my newspapers, and then I have my leaves and little veggie scraps, and those veggie scraps have nitrogen, which we also want in our jar. It's been raining a ton lately, so I left a bucket outside overnight, I think 2 nights ago, and it filled all the way, not all the way up, but it filled a lot of the way with water, and this rainwater is going to be perfect to use in our compost. So I'll show you what that looks like, my bucket right now. Can you see? So that's my water that I'm going to use, my rainwater. It has some stuff in there, but that's all still good for our composting. So I'm going to add that water into my little jar, and I'll show you what it looks like. So once I added the water, the things on top of the soil went down a little bit. So I can add some more newspaper if I want to fill it back all the way to the top. So I'll just tear some more up. And toss it right in my jar. And now look at that. It's perfect. So now your thing is all done. I'm going to leave mine outside. It's probably better to leave it inside, but in case it's going to smell, as long as you're not exposing it to too much rainwater outside, it should be fine to leave out there, because you don't want to put the lid on. If you put a lid on, it's kind of more mimicking a landfill where there's not a lot of oxygen and it takes much longer to decompose. But if you want to see some real composting going on, you can wait just a couple of weeks. Like every 2 weeks, you can mark the level at which your jar has things inside of it. So right now, I could just take a Sharpie and put a little line at the top because that's how far up my jar is filled. But in 2 weeks, maybe it'll be down below the rim, and then 2 weeks from then, it'll be maybe 3/4 full, or maybe even halfway full. And we'll hope that over time it decomposes almost completely, so it's all just like soil, and we can use that in our gardens or anything like that. So we can grow really great plants, and we're not throwing these things in the garbage, because that would be bad. Less waste, right? We need to compost and go green. So I hope you learned a little something here today in my little composting video, and let me know if you try it out. Let me know your results. I'll try to post an update video showing you what it looks like in maybe a month or a little longer than that, depending on how long it takes to decompose, and I'll show you what it looks like. So Let me know how yours turns out. Remember, in order to help solve the climate crisis, we need everyone's help. So little things just like this, like taking your kitchen scraps and throwing them in a mason jar with some dirt and some water and some cardboard, makes a big difference. So I hope you can be part of the change. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you learned a ton about composting, or at least enough to get you interested and get you started. And I'll see you next time. Bye.